So there was a time when I was probably one of the pettiest people that you would have ever met. And to make matters worse, not only was I petty, but I was sensitive. And I didn't want people to know that I was sensitive. So the only way to hide the fact that I was sensitive and things got to me and things hurt my feelings was behind anger and pettiness. Fast forward 6 or so years later, where I am now, I am the most unbothered that I have ever been. Like, can't touch this. Can't touch this. That's me right now. Like, nothing can touch me. Nothing can touch the peace and the self-regulation and my nervous system if I don't let it. You guys know that TikTok trend that's like, no revenge needed because so-and-so and so? That's me right now. Mind you, it took a long time to get here. It took a long time and it took a lot of work and consistency. And I want to share with you the 5 things that I did to change my mindset to get me to where I am today. Because I think it was a domino effect. Once my mindset changed, everything just kind of shifted in my life. And everything just kind of fell into place in a way that I never expected it to. But I am so happy that I started the journey of self-improvement that I did when I did, because wow. So step number 1, I stopped internalizing other people's opinion of me. So I was always a sensitive kid. I was sensitive to people's words and people's emotions. So you might not even have to say anything to me. If you look at me the wrong way, if you just have a look on your face, I took it as you're unhappy. I have to fix it. You're unhappy. So if somebody is sad, it made me sad. If somebody's unhappy, it made me unhappy. And then as I got older, it became worse because, you know, people start to give you their opinions of yourself. They start to give you their opinions on your life, what you're doing, how you're acting, how you should be acting. And because I was always sensitive to people's emotions, their words, I think, just hit me deeper. So like anything that they said about me, I took that and I drank it in and it became me. And then also because I was internalizing everything that people thought about me and making it my own, it lowered my self-confidence. It lowered my self-confidence, my self-esteem, how I thought about myself. I started to see things wrong with myself because other people said it. I don't know if you've seen this thing on social media where people are like, well, I never knew I had this insecurity before other people pointed it out.
Oh. Like
things I wasn't insecure about until someone pointed them out.
And I needed you.
My voice and my little list.
And to be very honest, you know what changed that for me? It wasn't anything groundbreaking. I just got sick of hearing other people's opinion. That's what changed it for me. One day, I don't know what what straw broke the camel's back? Yeah. I don't know what straw broke the camel's back, but one day I was just so sick of it. I was so sick of it and I decided, you know what? I'm going to say something in the moment. So I don't remember what it was, but somebody said something and I snapped. And I went on and on and on. And ever since that day, I promised myself that I would never again let something that another person said or thought about me affect how I thought about me. Mind you, I'm still very much a sensitive person. I'm still sensitive. Other people's emotions can sometimes still affect me if they're strong enough, but I no longer allow myself to internalize their emotions. I've realized that other people's reactions and emotions have nothing to do with me. Their thoughts have nothing to do with me. The only person's opinion, emotions that matter are mine. And that sounds so selfish. Oh my God. That sounds so selfish when you say it, but in a way you kind of have to be, especially when I guess you're a person who's more susceptible to people's emotions and opinions. You kind of have to be selfish. You have to put your opinions first. You have to, because there is no way that you can live your whole life drinking in other people's opinions and not lose your mind. You're going to lose your mind. You can't do it. Your voice matters. Other people's voice matters too, but not as much as yours does. So tip number 2, I no longer allowed my emotions to control my actions. I had a hard time with this when I was a kid because, like I said, I was petty. So if somebody made me angry, if somebody made me sad, I would have to retaliate right away. And like I said, I was quick with my words. I was quick with my tongue. I could give you a lashing like nobody else. And at the time, I was proud of that. I was proud of the fact that I could like hurt other people, I guess, if they hurt me. And I will tell you right now, that is not something to be proud of. That is having the ability or being able to hurt other people is not something to be proud of. But at the time, I thought it was. And at the time, I justified that by saying, well, since they hurt me first, you just gave me a blank card to do whatever I want. And that's never a good thing. That is never a good thing. You know why? Because I always regretted it. Afterwards, after the fact, I always regretted saying the things that I said. Because doing things in anger, saying things in anger is something you should never do. Because those aren't your real emotions. Before I get too deep into this video, I just want to introduce myself. For those who don't know, my name is Dar, short for Darlene. And I just want to say welcome to my channel. If this is your first time watching me, I hope you subscribe. And if you're coming back to your girl, I just want to say thank you so much for being so loyal and so sweet and such an amazing person. Because you know, I just want to build a nation. I just want to build a community of wonderful, beautiful people. And I want you to be a part of it. So subscribe. We can go back to the video now. Because most likely you're angry because the situation hurt you. And instead of working through why it hurt you and coming from a place of trying to fix the issue, your immediate reaction is, I need to hurt the person that hurt me. Once I stopped doing that, I found so much peace in my life. Because anger takes a lot. Anger takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot out of you. I don't know if anyone feels like this, but I always feel drained afterwards. I feel regret and I feel drained. And I feel like it never feels better afterward. Like, yes, in the moment it feels good because you feel like you got your get back. But afterwards, I always felt bad. So say I get in an argument with someone and, you know, they said something that I didn't like. I would rather take a step back, sit in silence for a second, take in what they said. If they have valid reasons for the thing that they've said, I want to understand that. I want to understand where that person is coming from and take their emotions into consideration. And if I have something to say, I want to come to them from a place of understanding, a place of love, a place of trying to fix the issue instead of like put fire on it. So that's what I do now because I know myself. I know that I have a quick tongue. I know that in certain scenarios, I am quick to retaliation. So I don't give myself the chance to, because you can't think clearly when you're angry. Like, I think a lot of people have done horrible things in the name of anger because it takes over you. It takes over your body. It takes over your spirit. It turns you into someone that you're not, because I know I'm not someone who's hateful. I know I'm not someone who hurts people on purpose. But when you're angry, that's all you can think about is retaliation. I need to get back at you. So yeah, my emotions don't control me. I control my emotions, and I don't let them lead me to a place where I can't take back what I said or what I did. Okay, so tip number 3 in how I changed my mindset to change my life is I found peace in who I am. I think as human beings, we're all flawed. We all have issues. No matter how peaceful and loving and your life is, we all have issues. We all have things that we're not exactly proud of. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say my ish don't stink because, you know, I'm a person. Like, I feel jealousy. I feel anger. I feel happiness. I still feel emotions, right? I don't let them control me, but I still feel those emotions. And there are some emotions and reactions about myself that, of course, I'm still working on. But instead of internalizing the bad things about myself, instead of pretending that they don't exist, I face them head on. And I think the main point is, don't lie to yourself. Don't lie about who you are, because it's always going to come up. You know who you are. You know your bad habits. You know your good habits. There is no point in pretending that you are someone that you are not. I know my flaws and I know my weaknesses, and I accept my flaws and I accept my weaknesses, and they make me who I am along with the good. Everything that is good about me and everything that is bad about me come together to make me. And I accept the good, the bad, and the ugly. And my only responsibility in that is to make sure that the good outweighs the bad, to make sure that the good wins against the bad every single time. There is no point in pretending that you're a perfect person. There's not. And you might be saying, well, how did that help you find peace? Or how did that help regulate your nervous system? It helped me find peace because I became at peace in who I am. I recognize who I am. I recognize I'm not a perfect person. I recognize that there will be moments that will test, the character that I say that I am now. And that's okay. I'm at peace with that. I'm not perfect. I know there are things that will trigger me, that will set me off. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I'm prepared for that. I'm prepared for when those things happen, if those things happen. And I know, like I said, the good will outweigh the bad every time because I choose to be a good person. I choose to find peace and light and love in this world. I choose who I am. And I think that's another thing of it is I think people to understand that they have a choice. You have a choice in who you are. You have a choice in who you become.
You can't sit around waiting for the life that you want to come to you. You really have to start playing the character in it. Like, start becoming that person that you want to become. You may not have all the things that you want, but there's certain routines and discipline habits that you can start taking up now to lead you to the life that you want.
So tip number 4 is something that I have talked about a lot on this channel: confidence. I don't think people understand how big of a role confidence plays in your life. I think for me, I've started to realize that confidence ties into everything that I do, because finding confidence changed how I thought about myself. And I think the main reason in the beginning, how I said I was very sensitive to other people's opinion of me. I let other people's opinion of me become my opinion of me. And that's because I didn't have self-confidence. I didn't have self-esteem. I didn't have any thoughts on myself. So it was easy for people to put their thoughts on me, and I let it become me because I had no confidence. I didn't know who I was. Honestly, that's the main of it. I didn't know who I was. And if you don't know who you are, you can become anything. Anyone can make you become anything because you don't know who you are. You don't know what you stand for. You know that saying that's like, if you stand for nothing, you will fall for everything? That was me. I was falling for everything because I stood on nothing, on who I was. So I don't think people understand how much confidence plays in your life. And I was telling my husband that, one of the things that I will never accept, and he knows this, he's known this for a very long time. One of the things that I will never accept is infidelity, cheating. I will never accept that. Never, ever, 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 ever. That is not something that I can look past. And as much as I have full confidence that it will not happen, I know if God forbid something were to happen, I'm okay. I'm fine. You know why? I have me. My self-confidence, my self-worth, my life, my joy, my happiness is not reliant on him. It's reliant on me. So if God forbid anything were to happen, I know for a fact I will be okay. Knowing that and living in that truth allowed me to have the peace and the self-regulation and the unbothered feeling that I have. Because why would I be bothered? I have me and I have God. What else will I need? What else is there? I love my husband very much. I love my husband down. But if push comes to shove, I come first.
I'm going to tell you something, a little secret. The best thing that I did for myself was stay intentionally single. Single for a period of time where I got to grow, learn about myself, solo date, learn so many things about me that I became my best friend, that I became the individual I always wanted to be and manifested everything I have today. And I did this because I chose to spend intentional time with myself.
And that might sound selfish, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Okay, last but not least on how I changed my mindset to change my life is I became very picky on who I associated myself with. That saying that goes, you are what you eat, you are who you surround yourself with, is very much true. It's true. And nobody can tell me differently. Because, okay, first of all, energy is a big thing. The people that are around you will bring certain energy. And if you are around people who are angry, who make you angry, who bring out the worst in you, what do you think will happen? That is going to be your reality. And say, they don't make you angry, but they themselves are very angry. They always have some kind of issue going on. They're always in something. There's always something wrong with them. Their energy can and will transfer to you. And you will notice things happening in your life and you're like, why is this happening? What the heck is going on? It's because of the people that you are surrounding yourself with. And I'm not saying cut off people in your life, because there are people in my life who are still in my life, but I limit the amount of reach that they have to me. I limit how much influence they have on me. So I am very, very picky on who I call friend. Like, I have a very close and small group of friends, and I'm okay with that, because I realize the more people you have in your life, the more headache. There's no other way to say it. The more people you surround yourself with that aren't people of value, that aren't people who have the same mindset as you, who don't live their life the same as you, the more issues you're going to find yourself in. So yeah, those are my 5 tips and tricks on how to change your mindset, to change your life, to be at peace, to be self-regulated, to be unbothered by the BS of the world. That is how you change your mindset. And like I said, it is a journey. It is not a journey that stops. It is something that you are probably going to have to work on for the rest of your life, because I know it is something that I have to work on for the rest of my life. Like, if I get complacent, if I allow myself to, I guess, forget where I came from, I can slip back very easily into being someone who I don't want to be. So, yay, I hope that helped. I hope that helped someone. My channel is all about self-love and self-care. So if I can help just one person shift their life a little, find a little, light at the end of the tunnel, that is all that I want. So I hope you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.